Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
Everything is happening here. So the Kurukshetra is really here. All the battle of brands is happening here.
What do you think is the future of marketing that's going to be, and what skills do I, as a person who's going to get into a marketing role, need to be prepared?
I think the present, past, and future of marketing has always been observing, thinking, listening. I think those basics are there. Those are the soft skills. If you look at disciplines, the disciplines were fundamentally sociology, psychology, and economics. This fusion or Trivedi Sangam, as it were, is really the karma bhumi of marketing, so to speak. The intersection is where you get marketing, and of course, now with the kind of stories that we have actually on, let's say, digital communication, social media, artificial intelligence, there are actually courses for all this. I don't know if the institute in which an MBA is a part of the, he's an MBA student is there. I mean, he may or may not, he or she may or may not have all these courses. It's a very good idea actually to register for these courses on some open courseware kind of platform and make sure you do something. Also run a small time digital marketing program or something, do some such thing offline because it's possible. You can do it to your own class and check out how many people have actually checked or not checked or whatever. What might be called a dry run, so to speak, before you go to the market. I'm told now you can actually have dummies has everything, dummies on WhatsApp, dummies on Facebook, dummies on this, dummies, you can actually download PDFs of those books now, it seems. So you don't need to know anything, just read them step by step and start doing it.
3 companies who you think has nailed their marketing game during this situation, or beyond this also, if you can think of, and if you can tell us some stories around that.
If you typically look at those FANG or whatever they are, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Alibaba, Microsoft, they have done very well actually. If you look at Microsoft, the number of times it reinvented itself is absolutely surprising. Since 2005, apparently Cisco has reinvented itself 5 times already. So it's actually becoming very, very difficult. I've read somewhere that 43% of the companies in Fortune 100 list have changed between 2008 and 2018. Actually, if you predict something, you might actually become a fool by the next decade. Very few. And the strange thing is, people have seen even companies, if you look at some of the old books like Built to Last and so on, some by Harvard professors, they looked at 150 years. And even after that, bigger companies have done. A classic example is GE. 122 years it has been there. It has been there right from the inception since Dow Jones was there. It has been there. I mean, you can't think of many companies like that. It just broke into 2 straight. One good thing about these things, I think a better thing is what are the interesting things that some of these companies did, despite their failure, will be a very interesting learning. In fact, that would be a better thing. If you look at India, for instance, globally, the interesting thing really is if you really want successful brands, go to services, you will find. A brand called Oxford has survived for 700 years. A brand called Harvard has survived for 200, 300 years. There are brands like this which have survived, even among those things. But, some of them, for instance, Nestle, Unilever have done extremely well. If you look at more recent times, the offline kind of brand, somebody like a Ghadi has done extremely well. It's difficult to believe that a brand which is probably there in some 15 states or so in the country makes 2,000 crores, which is almost neck to neck with something like a Wheel, which is probably the other bigger brand there. And then there are brands that we normally don't think of, like for instance, extremely successful like Dabbawalas. We normally don't associate them with a brand, but they are very big.
So we spoke about the insights. There's another very important factor, which is human psychology. That plays a huge role when it comes to branding or marketing, any of the product, be it the FMCG products or any other products from any of the companies in the world. How important do you feel psychology play a role in today's time?
Everything is happening here. So the Kurukshetra is really here. All the battle of brands is happening here. So, it's psychology of what? Individuals, groups, communities, segments, you name it. I mean, it's individual and group psychology. I think essentially the education is all that. So otherwise, I think there is no market. You can forget. I mean, imagine there are brands. Okay, what toothpaste do you use, Purnangshu? What toothpaste do you use?
Close up.
You remember the packaging?
Bright red color with a lot of sparkly things on it. The name of it in white, that's it.
Yeah. Any graphics you remember on that?
Yeah, the smiling face.
I'll give you the same packaging, same toothpaste, without the brand name close up on it. You'll buy it?
No.
Exactly. It's the same actually. It doesn't have the name. Are you seeing this? It's here. It's really not there in the product. So that's the value added by something called brand to the product. There is actually a discipline called consumer behavior, which fundamentally focuses on the behavioral aspects of why consumers buy the way they do.
Based on data and data analytics, a lot of decisions are being taken by a lot of companies in the country and in the world. How do you think that is going to change the marketing world of tomorrow?
That's almost going to be central now, because we were used to guess at one point of time. Now you don't need to guess. In US, they found that, for instance, if you had a democratic kind of a leaning in your voting, actually the Democrat candidates, the Democrat voters, all of them actually are lovers of Indian food. So you don't know, but if I know, I don't even need to ask you. In fact, if I have 10 data points like this, so your behaviorals are giving you away. So you're almost naked. You don't know, because these are surrogates for some other behavior. That is the strange thing that is happening. They don't need to ask you anything except for confirmation. Like in the past, we would say, demographic, sociographic, psychographic, these are important. You should know, you should understand, you should be able to see the customer. This fellow is saying, damn it, I don't need to see the customer. I know what he is doing. That's all. I don't care whether you're 6 or 60, you're hearing Justin Bieber or you're in Bhaja Govindam. One of the two you must be doing. Finish. I know. And all the fellows who hear from Brian Adams or Michael Jackson is one segment. Finished. I don't care. It's much more easy now to target. The boss of a top IT company was saying that if you give me 10,000 points on your health, I can tell you when you are going to get a heart attack now. And that's how predictive analytics is. So it's going to be the key. In fact, I think some 15 years back, Tim Berners-Lee, that man who started that 3Ws, that guy was incredibly prophetic. He said, the coolest jobs in the next 10, 15 years are going to be stats jobs. We didn't know what that meant here. We know it now. So I think this is a very central piece, and it's better that people start using these things. Otherwise, you're unnecessarily taking shots in the dark. These things are now pretty much science, and they can be predicted.
After the COVID-19, how do you think the world of marketing is going to change?
This is really the brick plus click model, as it were. I think that will be done. In fact, traditionally, those were the companies, even those companies which realized the power of online. The ones that really did well were the ones that got this orchestra right, which means the offline and online together, and what is typically called omni-channel. That ability to actually get that story going is really crucial, because, like it or not, that is coming back. One thing that will definitely happen is stories will get more and more personalized. So you can actually do an extremely personal segmentation, as we read in Kotler. Is it relevant? Is a question that one may want to ask. Now there is a segment of one person, finished. There's no segmentation. There's personalization now. I can get to you and I know what Purnang Shupal does the whole day. Segments is what? Segment is all those guys who do the same thing at 5:32. That's a different. So you're actually talking about a digital segment. That's a very strange kind of way. We have not imagined market in this fashion at one point. Also, one other thing that can actually happen, at least for the next 2 years, is this touch me not kind of marketing. All these e-commerce companies and so on. How do you increase safety? In fact, I think on Amazon and some of these companies are already working on that. For all you know, a customer might even pay a premium in COVID times for it. You ensure that it's a zero testing. I'm ensuring this is the normal one. They're like express delivery. We already have a express delivery. So zero touch delivery might actually have a premium. It's possible. This is an interesting way of actually tweaking that. If anything, it's even more crucial now to answer this question. Why should the customer trust you? So how do you develop trust in your customer with all these challenges is going to be a huge thing. Everybody wants to have a conversation, but does the customer want to talk to you? If so, when? These are going to be completely new kind of questions that we have never asked. One other thing that might actually come up now is the so-called privacy problem. And it's better that we start addressing this right away, because this is going to be the next crisis. We already saw that Cambridge Analytica kind of things and all those rigging up elections is not small thing. Rigging elections in all sorts of countries, including the United States, that's not small. It's really big. It has gone already places. This is what is happening now. How do you address privacy concerns? It's going to be a big problem for all these guys who is going online and then communicating to somebody else on the other side. That's the story.
Thank you very much for sharing these insights, and I'm sure this is going to be helpful for a lot of people who are going to watch it.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, Poonam.
Hi guys, Inside IIM has come up with an exciting new one-on-one mentorship product where you get to interact with superstar managers from different businesses, different functions. You can ask them everything around your career, your education, your future success. If you are interested, the link is in the description below. Thanks.